On today's Which Word of the Day, we're going to talk about Petrificus Totalis, which is the full body bind. It's a little bit like the leg locker curse, but your entire body freezes up, not just the legs. Poor Neville Longbottom falls victim to this piece of magic. So this is basically like somebody getting frozen in place, Kevin. Much like something that happens in this comic.
You haven't even read that?
Wait, what are you doing with the book?
So he has the confidence to finish the story.
Hear now the words of the witches.
This is Kevin, and welcome to Words of the Witches, the Charmed podcast that will guide you through the lesser-known published material in the Charmed universe and decide how it fits into the grand narrative of the TV series. Well, hello, welcome to Words of the Witches on episode 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. I'm Kevin, your resident Charmed resource.
I'm Sean. I just love comic books.
And we have guests.
I'm your eldest sister that just kind of got bored of being dead. Phoenix Arcana Lightwood.
Okay, well, first of all, you're a bitch because you stole my idea, but mine's better, so I'm gonna say it. Hello, I'm your murderous bitch sister, back from the dead with worse hair. Hi, I'm Siren Rex Fry.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's how it's done, Phoenix.
So, which bitches review in the house? Here we go.
Hi. Thanks for having us. We're very excited to be here.
Totally. Just the other day, Kevin, I was listening to the episode of our show that you were on, and you're just so darn cute, I swear.
Isn't he, though?
I can see your dumbass smile through your voice.
Yeah. I know, it's amazing.
We're like a little obsessed with you over at Witch Bitches Review. We talk about you all the time.
So. Phoenix is a little obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with no one, honey.
Yeah.
Well, I
appreciate you on Marvelous Galaxy.
Yeah. We have an issue to go over today, but before that, I have poll results from last week's poll. I asked if Cole was unfairly labeled the scapegoat in the series.
Ew, what did they say?
Do you have thoughts before I reveal the results?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast my vote. My vote is fuck Cole.
Yes.
That's my vote. I fucking hate him and I don't care.
I
vote against Cole.
I also have lots of negative feelings about Cole. My vote is no, but also, can my vote also be I would like him to smother me with his pecs? Because
with his season 3 pecs with like just the right amount of chest hair, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would bury my face in his man titties, absolutely. But also, I hope he dies.
Important follow-up for Siren. Do you want him to die before or after you're burying your face in his man titties? Because it's weird.
I guess if I get to choose, maybe like right after.
Okay, so it's still a little warm.
Yeah, maybe I'm the killer, you know?
Maybe. Well, on Instagram, we had 73% say yes, and 27% say no. Although I did get a comment that says Cole was a shady lion demon. He had it coming.
He had it coming. Yeah, absolutely, he did. I mean, I viscerally disagree because I think Cole just sucked the whole time. Even when he was like good, he was a real shitty boyfriend. So like.
He's the worst. Let's just fawn over a toxic man because I'm a strong, powerful woman. Whatever, WB.
Twitter was 21% no and 79% yes. So there's a lot of comments that say he was treated poorly. Writing for season 5 was weird.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I kind of be more. Well, I think Phoebe is to blame for some things. I think she was just as toxic in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah,
too.
Phoebe's a stupid bitch. We hate her.
Yeah,
we love her. I don't care. I don't care if she's a stupid bitch. I don't care. I love her. I'm also a stupid bitch, and I'm trying to love me. So
I like Phoebe up until she meets Cole, because after that point, she just starts to suck more and more every season. And it's sad for me because Phoebe as a character has so much potential, and Alyssa Milano is such a better actress than what they give her.
Which is
that I
something
just-
we say all the time, and you can hear it on Which Bitches Review, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Amazing.
Bam.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. I think both people in the relationship are to blame for like how things played out.
Yeah, so Cole is in this, which is ridiculous. I've never read any of these comics before this one, by the way. I have no fucking idea what's going on. So I'm glad that you've all turned on your Spotify to listen to my opinions. But like, why is he back? And also, what's the opinion from the two of you on him? Like, do we also hate him? Does anybody stand?
No, I mean, I don't love him or hate him. I'm not really heavy on either side, I guess.
Cole is actually my favorite character. I think
Oh
he
my
has such good writing. He's so
God,
attractive.
Sean.
No, no, actually, I didn't like
fuck
Cole. This was my
up.
first watch through of Charmed, and I was just so like, why do people love him? Like, Julian McMahon, like, he's attractive enough, but like him and Phoebe are terrible together. Terrible. I hated him.
Yeah, I mean that's why. It's because Julian McMahon is hot, and
He's so hot. But
and
He's attractive
so
enough.
fucking weird in everything he's in, though.
Silence, let's get into it. Let's do. So this is season 9, issue 18, Four's Company. And this was published February 1st, 2012, written by Paul Ruditis, artwork by Gene Kotz, colors by Michael Spicer, letters by Jim Campbell, and edited by Paul Ruditis. What do we feel about this cover?
the cover doesn't make any fucking sense.
I agree.
Yeah. That's the main thing, yeah.
What is going on? Who is this horny shadow figure? Why why is it just a wall with a picture on it? I don't understand. What's happening?
I don't get it either. It doesn't make any sense to the issue. I mean, it has the power of 3, it was Phoebe and Piper and Paige and like a shattered picture and then weird demons in the shadow mirror thing. But
Yeah.
I'm confused about something
yeah.
with the cover. So they have the rights to put pictures of these actresses on the covers of the comics. But so why does Piper look that way? She looks, what is that? I can't even, like, what is Piper's face?
You know what I will say about the cover that I really like, that makes it relevant to the story. It does say Charmed on it. It says,
yes,
and
it does.
that is what we're talking about. So,
Pop quiz: can you tell what these pictures of them are based off of? Which episodes they're based off of?
Oh, let me look again.
this is a very early picture of Paige, like season,
It's definitely season 4 Paige. I feel like it's season 4 all of them.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Oh, Piper is it's from the episode where she's like in a mental institution, right?
Correct. This is totally brain drain Piper.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Are they all from something different?
Phoebe and Paige are from Charmed Again.
That's what I was just thinking. That's Paige looking at her boyfriend in her first episode, right? That's what that is.
I think this is her after she comes into P3 for the first time, and she's like, "Can I sit here?"
Oh my god! Look at the hand on Phoebe's shoulder for a second.
Yeah, that's really
family.
weird.
It's like the Thing or whatever.
Why is
Where is that?
Why is that one finger so much bigger than all the other ones and so far away from all the other ones?
Well, it's sort of like, I need to put my hand on your shoulder because I'm your sister, but because I'm going to make it weird, I'm going to take my one finger and kind of stroke your clavicle. Because I'm your sister.
That's why Phoebe's making that face.
Yeah, like Phoebe's like super uncomfortable. Like, can you please take the picture so I can leave?
Oh my goodness. Cool. Well, that's the cover. Great.
Yes.
Let's open it and see what we got going on in the issue. So Sean will start, then I will go, then Siren, then Phoenix.
So we start off where we left off with the 4 sisters reuniting and hugging. really bad news for all the spell worders. Prue's ass has shrunk for some reason. It is not the sexy ass it was at the end of last issue.
Really? Okay, so I listened to the last episode that you have put out at this point, and it's the Firestarter one. And is Prue the person that you're calling, what'd you call her, Miss Jugs or Blonde?
White Lady Jugs?
White Lady Jugs. That's Prue?
That's
White Lady Jugs.
So the rest of this page, in my mind, I know it's not supposed to be this way, it comes off very like, what's the word? Like fake, like bitchy to me, because Patience is talking to Phoebe and she's like, oh my god, you named your daughter Prudence Joanna? That's cute or whatever, but I thought you hated me. And Phoebe's like, I never hated you, just your stupid face. And then
yeah. Good on you, Phoebe. Let the bitch have it.
Yeah, let her have it. And then Phoebe's like, well, I wanted to continue the tradition. And then Piper does the creepy hand on the shoulder sister thing that we just talked about with Paige.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
Piper's hand. It's gotta be. Look at her index finger. She going for that clavicle.
Yeah. And her face is so exquisitely drawn right here. I just can't get over the likeness. Should we talk about
None of the only person.
Okay, so are you guys like the doorkeepers where everything Kevin says is true and everything Sean says is a lie? Is that what's going on?
Oh, Labyrinth reference. I love it.
So
yes.
Okay.
The only
That
person
does not look like Piper. And that's the wrong fucking eyebrow, isn't it? Isn't it the other one?
It should be the other one.
What the hell?
The only person that looks even remotely like the actual character is Paige on this page. And it's not even that good. Like none of
But
these.
honestly, she looks more and less like Paige depending on which page you're on.
Exactly. I mean, this could be an L Word comic book and I would believe you. Like, I don't know what.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially this first panel. Straight up
Yes.
L Word.
True.
Just superimpose the logo over it.
So, continuing on, Piper says, I wanted to make sure that we carried on the tradition, and we felt that she had to be named after you, Prue. And then, I think this is Phoebe, says, after so many years of fighting, it took the power of 3 to finally bring us together. Then you were taken from us, and this was my way of paying tribute to you. You don't want the name back, do you? I don't have to, like, change my daughter's name, do I?
And this comic actually got it wrong.
Oh.
Prudence Joanna, it's actually supposed to be Prudence Jana, because Johnson's supposed to come from Penny Johnson, Graham's maiden name.
Oh,
You
how dare
nerd.
they?
I know.
What an atrocity. It's hard to have emotional weight when your like resurrected sister looks like Ellen DeGeneres. So
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's interesting, though, because they do recognize her soul, which means they probably see her face.
as her face,
Yeah.
but with the blonde hair.
Well, I sort of feel like the drawing looks a little bit like Shannon's face, but you'd never see Shannon with hair like that.
Right.
This fucking like macaroni and cheese looking wig that she's got on.
So page 2 is like, Prue's like, I go by Patience now. You can call me Pat. And Piper's like, I sure as fuck am not calling you that. That's disgusting.
Pat.
Ew.
It lends to my lesbian theory because that is a
That's true.
lesbian name.
Pat.
I have always hated the name Pat.
It's very wrong.
Yeah, it's very wrong. I'm like,
Very wrong.
nobody wants that. Why?
And also, the panel where she says that her name is Pat, she looks derpy as balls. Let's be real.
I mean, but yeah, Piper's like, you're Prue, you're always gonna be Prue. I do have this panel. It's actually a You Look Familiar moment.
It's funny, she's so familiar to me, though. Reminds me of this old stray that used to hang outside my loft.
Familiars. That's what I'm looking for.
Have we met before? You look familiar.
Because it reminded me so much of Morality Bites, where she's like, and you're blonde.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, we just talked about that episode like very recently on our podcast. So
There you go. Yeah.
Mhm.
And kind of like the same angle, and we have blonde Prue, and yeah, it had that same thing, except Prue was touching her hair in the episode, and here Piper's touching her hair. Like, oh, how weird is this?
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish that like I wish she still looked more like Paris Hilton than Ellen. That's what I want.
You
from
see,
her.
we're just coming off of talking about morality bites when she had the long blonde hair. That's the Prue we want.
This is why I kind of like was okay with her being blonde in the comics, because I'm like, oh, this is leading up to that. It's like, she's blonde. It's going to be real. The future's coming true.
Okay.
So Prue's like, I'm going to explain everything, but we got to figure out what's going on with our powers first. Phoebe's like, yeah, Piper froze everything, all the West Coast. And Prue's like, I think it has something to do with me meeting Paige. And then Piper's like, hey, where is Paige? She disappeared.
So I do like the little orbing thing that's going on in the first panel of this one. I guess Henry is frozen at the cop shop because everyone's frozen because time is ending because of Piper. But I like how there's like Paige is there, but they have like the little afterglow of blue orbs around her. It looks very pretty.
Yeah.
Also, how much easier to just draw people frozen in time rather than have actors pretend to be frozen in time. It's very hard to argue with a single comic panel when they tell you that is frozen. Yeah, okay, so she's just like basically like rambling at her frozen boyfriend because she's neurotic. I don't know that I love this journey for Paige where she's all like, I'm insecure because Prue is back or whatever.
But do you like her outfit?
Also, no.
I went on a rant last episode because I hate this outfit so much.
Okay, since you brought it up, can we talk about Phoebe's outfit on the last page? I know we're going backward, but like, so what I want to know about Phoebe's outfit, because it's the first time you can see the whole thing, is that did she quit the advice columnist thing and get a job as a blind woman who runs an orphanage? Because that's the look.
It is the look.
I kind of feel like it looks a little Nancy Drew to me. Like
that's what, yeah.
She's going out solving mysteries, and then Paige's outfit kind of looks like somebody put a ketchup wrapper on a mustard bottle. And
Paige's outfit is a little like April O'Neil to me.
Oh yeah, very Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
But she's going through this journey with her frozen husband. She's all like, "I'm so sick of being a witch. It's my turn to do that thing."
I have to get the page where Leo has wings for some reason. Jesus Christ.
Why does he have wings? What is going on?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who this person is that Leo is fighting. So
this is Rennek.
Is this the person that you called like a porny school headmaster? Is that who this is?
No. This is a Darklighter from Leo's past. Apparently they've been like arch nemesis for like eons.
So Leo and this guy are hitting their penises. They're hitting their penis metaphors together, having a fight.
Yes.
And
okay, so I didn't know he was a Darklighter, so now I understand the comic more.
Well,
I was like, what are these fucking arrows?
He does have an arrow and some crossbows, and they're talking to each other, and the purple sword guy is like, give it up, Leo. You're no match for my purple sword. And Leo is basically like, I've already given you the slip twice with my big old wings. And so there's sword fighting, and then the sword goes shoom, and Leo's like, ah! And that's basically the whole page.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Although, I do have a power play moment here. Power play.
Ooh.
Our power play for the day is energy magic.
Okay.
I really thought it was just going to be like big purple sword, or maybe even
sword.
like shoom.
Shoom. I mean, essentially, that's what it is. So energy magic is the ability to project and manipulate energy into a desired form, focusing it and using it to perform specific functions, usually in an offensive nature.
And when you do, it goes shoom.
Shoom. Shoom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
very good.
That is, I mean, more or less correct in the way that you would do energy magic in real life. Is just
I was going to ask.
Sending energy into things. I mean, it doesn't make shit glow purple, but
yeah.
I mean,
wait, so does he have a real sword, or did he conjure the sword?
He conjured it, so you can shape
so it's
him
a
into
sword made out of magic.
Yes,
Well, that's bitchy.
It can be made from pure raw energy or exotic types of energy, because there's like all different types of energy. It could be elemental, it could be whatever, or it can just be produced from your innate.
Well, you know at Which Bitches Review we love it raw, so
yes.
I was gonna say speak for yourself, but let's be real.
Yeah, it can manifest your own personal energy, which is a very big mantra for magic practices. And the appearance and color of the energy is based on the person. It's all whatever they create. So it's kind of like a lightsaber, Sean. I can't believe I'm using that reference.
Now I understand.
wow.
In this series, we've seen energy blasts, energy waves, energy shooting from the eyes. The rat demon made an energy collar on Glenn.
But the big question is, why does Leo have wings?
So I told Phoenix before we recorded, but pretty much he went into a vault in the upper regions where the elders reside, and it's like this vault where... Do you remember in Oh My Goddess where they got the urn from the vault?
Yeah, where like the god jar is.
Yeah. So in there's a bunch of other magical artifacts that were locked away, and one of them was a sword, and he pulled the sword and it gave him wings. And it's like an old ancient like prototype for white lighters.
I see. So they just like made him a more literal angel.
Yeah.
Yeah. He found them in the storage unit of heaven.
I'm actually gonna be real. Brian Krause was really sexy in season 8, and if you put wings on that, yeah, I'd be into it.
See?
Yeah. All right. So during the fight, Leo says, "Just need to hold you off until," and then Rennek knocks him down and says, "Oh, until the charmed ones come save you? Oh, Leo, that's not going to happen. At least not for a while." And then he makes these chains come out of the wall and chain up Leo. And he's basically like, ever since you got away before, I've been trying to get you again. But your fucking family, Leo, your fucking family is so functional and so good, I couldn't get to you. But something just happened that got their attention. So here we are. You're my prisoner. Aha.
So your theories were correct.
So
yes.
So they're like ancient enemies, but they're really,
yeah,
really,
they,
for
sure.
It's really,
this is like bondage sex fetish ever.
Yeah, they be like butt buddies for sure.
100. 100. Okay, like Leo's all like acting like he's being chained up, but he's just like, I don't know, look at his legs in every single shot. He's like, oh no, these chains, I better toss my legs in the air.
Oh, fall into my lap.
Here, no, bind me this way, because...
Oh, you're in for a treat later.
I know. I'm very excited already. So the next page has Prue and Piper and Phoebe talking. It's like, yeah, where did Paige go? Oh, she probably didn't expect to meet her long-lost sister today. Oh, and then Phoebe is like, oh, I never expected to run into my ex. I hope everything's okay down there. And then it cuts to, like, Cole staring at Coop awkwardly. Cracks me up. But now she's back. Now she oars back. And she's like, hey, Henry's frozen. But at least it's not trying to kill me like last time. But Prue's like, yeah, you know what? It's fine. I know it's difficult, but I think the 4 of us can figure it out. And Paige is like, yeah, the 4 of us. But she's like, sorry I attacked you. And then, just having a little moment.
Oh, yeah, so this one's cute. This is basically just like a full page-long group hug. I know it's a comic book, but I just feel like the dialogue is like super cheese. And like this Piper face is inexcusable. That face is so mean. So one thing, if you ever talk to the artist who did this issue, I need you to be very clear with them on something. My name is Phoenix Arcana Lightwood.
You are such a bitch.
Okay, so they're hugging, and then Prue's like, do we have time for this? Which is pretty canonical for her. Like, she does not have time for affection or love.
But I love Piper. She's like, I'm not letting go first. That was kind of, it's beautiful and corny at the same time.
I think it's, I don't know. It's too corny.
This doesn't have the emotional weight that I want it to have.
Yes, that's exactly it. Okay, so the image that has no words on it whatsoever is actually really beautiful. I mean, I said some shit about Piper's face, but it's a picture of the four of them like being finally together with their stained glass door in the background. That's really pretty. So I do like this page. I just wish that I had written the dialogue, maybe.
Yeah, I want to see more like ugly crying. Like that's what I want out of it. So the first thing that we see is Phoebe's dumbass flying up and hitting her head on the ceiling for no reason, apparently.
She decided to try her powers to see how wonky they are.
Yeah, because she's just too powerful, so even the slightest bit of levitation slams her into the ceiling. That's what it is, I guess.
And she goes, oof. And Piper's like, Phoebe! And Phoebe realizes that was a stupid move. While Paige heals her head. I forgot that Paige could do that. Good for her.
She learned in season 8.
The Paige healing looks really cool.
Yes, it does. And then some weird like light/door opens up and this weird random like Daphne Blake looking bitch comes out.
Who is this bitch?
Who is this bitch?
This is the magic school teacher.
Okay, do you know what? So, like, the second you look at her, doesn't everything about her just scream teacher's pet?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she says, Piper, the kid's powers are going berserk and Leo is missing.
So on the next page, Paige goes to the magical teacher and says, "Are the kids
Bailey.
okay?" What is it?
Bailey.
Yeah. And Bailey says, "Yes, they're fine. I just magically sedated them." I tried to do the voice like you did, but I sounded more like Storm, so...
I don't know. Bailey is such a dweeb. I think you nailed it. Also, casually bringing up that you roofied a bunch of students. I don't know, Bailey. I don't know.
She's like,
but you know what I get from Bailey? Bailey is super kinky. She takes off the glasses. She goes to Elise's office. They pull some toys out of the drawers, and they get it on. Bailey and Elise.
I can see it.
If you will.
I believe it.
I love that for Elise.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Get some, Elise.
Piper tries to scroll, but we'll just like modify her voice for the way she looks in this comic. Great. I can't even scry now. What is happening? You're welcome.
Yes.
So then Prue says, "I must be affecting all our magic. We're going to have to do this without the power of 3. Okay, Prue.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, apparently they have to use practical means now, so they can't like rely on their like powers themselves. They have to like do potions and...
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But I guess I didn't really see what happened in the previous comic. But, like, I feel like if their powers are, like, super heightened and out of control, they could have done some cooler stuff with that.
That's true.
Like, I want to watch Prue wave her hand and destroy, like, a city block, you know?
I was like, there's still time for that. I mean, there's lots more issues to come that I read already.
We're going to have plenty of time to talk about this on our show at some point, but I just need to call it out every time I see it. This is not what scrying is.
Oh, yeah. I talk about it all the time on this show, too.
That's not how you do that.
This is dousing.
Yeah.
Close, so...
Well, I think it's pretty... cool. Okay, this is great. So, for those of you who don't listen to our show yet, because I'm positive that you will after this, but we always like to talk about, like, what happens in Charmed and how it relates to actual witchcraft. So, I think Phoenix and I disagree here. I think the scrying in Charmed is really cool. And I think it's pretty legit. But yes, you don't.
But it's not scrying. It's a different technique. Scrying is the act of like gazing to receive messages. This is more akin to like pendulum work or dowsing, like Kevin suggested. That's more what they're doing here.
I guess I've always thought of scrying as like an umbrella term.
No, scrying is like a specific technique for...
It's a specific... It has to do with your eyes?
It's like reflective, like mirror gazing, water.
You can fire... It has to do with...
I'm just gonna tap on my Google real quick.
Yeah.
And
so
probably
it
prove
says-
myself wrong.
It says, scry, foretell the future using a crystal ball or other reflective object or surface.
Well, I mean, okay, I guess that can be an official definition. Do you know what? I wonder. We talk about this all the time too. How much do we think is like tradition, or how much do we think we know the meaning of the word, but actually we just heard it on Charmed so many times? It's entirely possible that I think scrying is a general term because of this show.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, entirely possible.
Oh my god. Okay. Sorry, I just scrolled to the next page.
This is my favorite page.
My favorite. Is it your favorite page of like the whole series?
It's so good. Oh my god.
Because I'm in like this is my
Like
new
that,
computer
chose
background. Okay.
This is some touche bullshit. What the fuck is happening
This
here?
is the Leo sexy pose. He's chained up, hands, legs spread completely open.
Yeah. What's going on
Wings
with
out.
what's going on with your legs?
He says,
there, Leo?
"Release me, Rennek. Ooh, release me." So I like it. It's sexy, but yeah, Rennek's got him captive.
So here's the thing. No matter what Rennek is doing with those chains, Leo is choosing to hold his legs that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And they missed the line where he's like, Rennek, what are you gonna do with me? What could you possibly think of?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to be Rennek. Okay. As I've already said, I need you alive, Leo. You have something I want.
Oh.
Information that you don't even know you possess.
I love that.
Oh goodness gracious.
I'm tingling right now.
My basement is flooded.
Yeah.
Okay,
for
well
real.
that's how I feel looking at Leo's pictures.
Yes.
And did you look at him? Look at Rennek.
He touches his face.
2 finger caressing his cheek.
Seriously.
My little pets.
And that's what you always do when you have your lover held hostage.
Mm-hmm.
You always caress their face.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I've ever
whole
been
big
chained,
thing.
anytime I've ever been chained up, someone has caressed my face. So
It's really sweet. Half the guys I see, I don't even think I could count on them to caress my face while I was chained up.
no, they would just rob you.
No, they would probably just lay there because that's what they do when I'm not chained up.
But yeah, but Rennek is telling Leo, he's like, you were a white letter, an elder, an avatar, all these things. You've got magical knowledge, and we need to get it out of you.
That's a really good point, though, honestly.
Yeah,
It's a really good point.
Like Leo's has had all the knowledge in the world,
Right.
probably.
right.
Yeah. I just want to say before we move on that Kevin, when we meet in person, I just want us to remember this page of this comic book.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. But yeah, he says we need a little help getting it out, and then he brings this like Nosferatu looking thing out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just need a little help getting it out. He just shows up, and then next thing you know, dead.
Yeah. Spoiler. But yeah.
Which it shows that the comics have advanced past the show because now it's happening to white people.
True.
Okay, so they're making a plan because there's all this shit going on. I guess the streets are filled with demons. Who knew? Did we know that?
Yeah, things are happening.
Oh, okay. Well,
We were unaware.
yeah, no context.
They're raiding the frozen world because they can.
Yeah, so there's demons everywhere, just, I guess, massacring the people that Piper has frozen. Oh my god! Oh my god, you guys! The Charmed ones fucking suck. Okay, and because Prue is the best, she announces that her powers are working fine. Go figure. But they're gonna make a bunch of potions, which I think is cooler in the comic than in the show. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get to it on the next page. But I think the potions are cool in this in this comic. That's actually probably my favorite part about it. Oh, and then they tell Phoebe to like do some research and figure out how to fix their problem, and she's like, cool, I will absolutely waste a bunch of time and not get an answer for you. And then see, I feel like she kind of looks like Shannon in this close-up of Prue here.
She's got the crooked eyes
and the cheekbones.
Yeah.
But she's Prue's having the time of her life. Prue is like, yep, let's get out on the streets, get some potions, I want to kill something. She's been back from the dead for... Well, how long has she been back from the dead? What's going on?
It's probably, I don't know. We don't know for sure, but maybe a few months.
And she didn't even text them?
No, she was trying to stay away completely until
What?
Cole brought
A bit. Well, anyway, okay, so she's been back to life for a few months. She's got to kill something. I mean,
yeah.
So
the itch needs scratched.
Paige says that she has a bunch of generic potions. So I've always been confused by this. Does every demon just have a very specific allergy that, like if they had an EpiPen with them, the potion would be ineffective? I don't understand how this works.
It used to be that way, but now they can just come up with this garden variety vanquishing potion. And as soon as Paige says those words in that nymph episode, then they can just throw a bottle of fucking grape juice and kill a bitch.
So in the next panel, they are just out in the streets on fucking fire. It's Hades town up in here.
The streets are on fire. Like a lot of fire.
On fire. There's so much fire.
It is too much fire.
It's far too much fire.
No, I don't know. Phoenix gets anxious about too many candles, so you can imagine how he feels about too much fire.
This is horrific for me. I'm having a hard time. But Prue is like, tell me that you aren't getting off on this. I'm so wet right now. And they're just like, again, playing dodgeball with these bottles of liquid, and there's a bunch of real horny dudes coming at them. And Prue is like, we're gonna need more of this shit. And that's it. That's all that happens.
I like this page. I just want to say that I like this page. I like the two frames where they're both throwing potions. They're very dynamic, and they're like, there's kind of they're like reversed from each other. They're moving in different directions. I think it looks really good.
It does look really good. And I like that they're having like banter where Prue is like, I would have come back if I could have. And Piper's like, considering what's happening now, I can see why you didn't. And it's just like, this feels right. This feels nice and snappy in the way that they're supposed to feel.
They're hashing out the family issues while fighting, and that feels right. Yes.
Yeah.
That feels like the show.
And it's kind of sweet. I mean, even if it's corny, I like it. Nothing I went through was worse than missing you, and Piper's like, stop it, I can't cry right now.
Yeah, it is way too Bernie out here for me to be having tears.
There is too much fire for this conversation.
There's far too much fire out here. I can't do this right now.
I thought I was going to say that page 10 was my favorite page, but I really do genuinely like this one.
Nice.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite page so far, for sure.
It feels like a comic.
I actually like the parts where they have the lines that indicate movement and like the stupid sound effects. Shoom! I like that.
Yeah.
I wish the orbs had like a sparkling sound or something,
Oh, yeah, see?
Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm. What do you want them to write? Twinkle?
Yes. Yes, I do. I don't know. What do they write about there? I'm sure you could just look up comic book sound words. There's probably a bunch of great ones.
Bling. Bling.
Yeah. They don't have the ability to put in the indication of a techno synth to make the noise right now.
Yeah, I'm sure you could come up with something that sounds like I don't know. That was me teleporting, by the way, everyone. You're welcome.
That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Sorry. It's Sean's turn, I know.
Thank you, Phoenix, for that marvelous introduction. So on the next page, we have Paige and Bailey in the kitchen where they belong because they're women. Just kidding, listeners.
Yeah.
They're orbing potions out, and Paige is basically like, "We're out of everything. We need to go to the magic store." And Bailey's like, "Oh, you can go.
I always feel that
They need
way.
you here." And Bailey's like, "I can go. They need you here." And Paige goes, "Do they? Do they, Bailey? Do they need me now that Prue's back? Nobody needs me. What's the point of me? I might as well not be a charmed one anymore." That's
Hey,
basically
Bailey,
this whole
you look
page.
like a wildebeest best friend. Can we talk about me?
I want to know why Bailey is still there. What? What is
She's
she
just trying
doing?
to be useful, Phoenix. She was being so helpful.
I can like crush
Bailey's
these
so
meat.
helpful. I can help you. I can help you guys make potions, and I can deliver warnings, and you guys want to be friends with me, right?
Well, she's also possessed by an evil person. And
Yeah,
she's, like,
don't forget that.
actively working against the charmed ones.
I can't forget that because I didn't know that.
yeah. Rennek has been possessing her for some reason. So,
Yeah.
So she is presently in the present possessed.
Yes.
well, the thing is, I don't know if it's like only when he's doing it or if it like is constant. That I don't remember. If it's
Well,
like,
that
right
two-faced bitch.
but yeah,
What a bitch. Also, Paige is not useless even in the slightest because she is sending these potions to them in the middle.
And she's just
of the
like
tunnel.
teleporting potions to them. Like, she's great. What a great bitch to have at home base.
Okay.
I just want to say that the potions with the orbs around them is very pretty.
it is very pretty. All the colors and
Yeah, like that's a really pretty shot, a really pretty picture.
You're obsessed with Orbeez.
I like sparkles, but also doesn't like the kitchen look great?
No,
It
Simon
does.
just likes balls. That's
the
like
kitchen is accurate.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like the kitchen is exact. I feel like they
Yeah.
copied a shot. Like the kitchen looks great.
the
It
kitchen
does.
does look really good. Yeah.
Compared to like the first issue where like everything was in the wrong spot. I was like, no. So this is perfect.
You know, I think I really like this page too. I like how while they're talking, they're just kind of showing shots of the witchcraft basically around them. Like there's dialogue because Paige is, spilling out her boring run-of-the-mill fillings, but they've got like pictures of the potions teleporting. There's a picture of her like dumping something in the bowl. There's a picture of her with the mortar and pestle. It feels good. Feels like magic.
But yeah, and then she says something important too. She says like, even if things have changed or are different, I don't know if I mind. So she's thinking of things. So the next page we have Phoebe like passing out in the Book of Shadows. She's like, "Ah!" And Cole's like, it's kind of hard to read like that, huh? She's like, I don't know, whatever. She's like, why are you still here, Cole? And then he's like, I have to tell you something. And then she slams the book. Slam! How dare you? I don't want to hear it. And they're like, no, listen to me.
Fuck Cole. He's back in her life. And she's like, listen, bitch, I don't want to talk to you right now. And he's like, no, Phoebe, no. For some reason, I feel I have the right to tell you to shut up and listen to my feelings about you because I have a right to that much of your time. Whatever.
I just feel like
Cole. I think that the image of half Cole, half Balthazar is really cool. And I think the Balthazar part looks like what's his name?
Michael Bailey Smith.
Yes. I do think that looks like Michael Bailey Smith, but I think the Cole half is all fucked up.
it looks like a young Regis Philbin or something. I don't know.
It's like mad fucked up.
It's not.
But yeah, so after he's like, hey, Phoebe, shut up. Anyway, I'm going to ramble on. I said sorry to you a lot when we were together. I never really meant it, obviously, because I kept being evil and trying to kill you and your sisters. You remember. And then I was like, well, I'm sorry. It's only because I'm a demon. But then, of course, you got rid of the demon half of me, and then I was still evil. But, I'm sorry. I've had a lot of time being punished for my actions. Well, actually, it wasn't like a super long amount of time. Maybe just like 4 years. Like some people are in prison for way longer for doing way less. But I've had so much time to think about it. And I feel really bad. And the point is that I wish that you liked me. So there.
I like the bottom of this because he says, I understand that I was never right for you. So that's good. He admits that. And then Phoebe does admit that she was to blame for some of the things too. So she finally, before it was blaming Cole for everything. Now she's like, some of it was on me too.
Progress.
She gave him everything. She gave him so many chances at a new life. I think ultimately that, like, they wanted this issue to like, they were like, oh, let's have like an actual resolution with Prue, and then, hey, do you think it will overcomplicate it if we try to squeeze in a resolution with Cole? No? Okay. Yeah. Let's do that too.
Pat and Piper bust in, and Pat is like, I'm sorry, are we interrupting something? And Phoebe's like, no, I was just about to have an affair. It's fine. And so Paige...
Hey, her boyfriend is frozen. So
wait, is Coop frozen too?
No.
Oh,
Coop
no?
is not.
Well, because
I guess I thought he was frozen because the picture wasn't moving, but it is a
Yeah.
Yes, Siren. It is a still image. So Phoebe's like, oh, we were just saying goodbye, although we might be joining Cole in the afterlife soon enough if we can't figure out how to fix things. No big deal, sis. We might just die. And so somebody, I can't tell who the talk bubble is coming from, is like, there's not an artifact or a potion or an obscure family trait we can exploit.
Oh, that would be Pat.
Oh, Pat. Yes. The only family trait that Pat has been exploiting is running away from her problems because she's been in fucking Massachusetts this whole time. So Paige comes up and she's like, guys, I think I have the fix it to our problems. What if I just gave up?
Relatable.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much she's holding up a bottle that says she's going to strip herself of her power. Is what that means.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Piper, and she's like, Paige, this is serious time. We need to be serious right now. And Paige is like, I am serious. Magic has ruined everything. I have no happy marriage. I have no normal life. Like, this is my chance to get everything, get a well-paying job. Fuck you, Paige. It's not that easy. And
Oh my God, what kind of world are they living in?
Yeah, with your social work degree, honey. Listen, I've been there.
And then Phoebe's like, Paige, you're just like trading one problem for another. This isn't the way to do this. And this wouldn't be what Henry wants for you. And Paige is like, yeah, but he's frozen, so he doesn't get a vote. Wow. And then Paige says, we have to do something. This is our best option. And Phoebe says, you're not thinking clearly because Henry is in trouble. Take some time before you make your decision. And Paige's like, we don't have time. Look what I'm wearing. This is how bad everything is right now. I'm literally wearing a sack.
Just let me quit. Oh my God.
Prue's like, you see, this is why I shouldn't have come here. This is why I kept away from my sisters. This is not supposed to happen. I'm ruining everything. And then Nicole's like, well, you're not the one that came here to begin with. It wasn't your fault. And, you know, lots of things happened that weren't supposed to happen. So you have to just think about what's happening now in the moment and go from there. And then he touches Prue's hand ever so gently.
Yeah, no.
But he says, you said that the power of 3 wouldn't release its hold on you, but I don't think that's what kept you from moving on. I think you refused to let it go. Ooh.
So I like everything that Cole says on this page, and that really pisses me off. I think it's good. I really do think it's good,
right.
But I refuse to accept this. Because when Prue died, she hated Cole more than she ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think so. And like knowing what he did after she died, I don't think so. Because you know, if Prue hadn't died, she would have killed Cole so much sooner than they did.
That's true.
So Paige says that she has to protect her family by
Quitting.
by drinking a green brewski. And they make a really good point of asking her, why do you think that you'll be safer without magic? Because that's stupid. And you can do anything.
Yes.
Wait, so if their powers are out of control, but Paige is still like orbing around, is that because it's a white liner power? Did anything like jacked up happen with her?
Her white letter is giving her a little bit more control on that part of it because it's only the charm powers that are affected.
I see. So if she tried to like teleport an object, it would, I don't know, what?
But
Teleport everything.
She was doing that earlier.
She's doing the potions, and that was fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Paige is fine. So Paige is proving that nothing is wrong with her powers, and that's why she stayed home to cook. But then Pat, I can't. Prue says that she's gonna fall on her sword and she's gonna drink the potion because Cole talked her into it with like a few sentences. Actually, okay, it's sort of cute. Okay, I like what they did. I get it. Prue is like, this is your destiny, Paige. It was always supposed to be you. I'm gonna validate all your feelings and wipe away all your fears.
Because I'm dead. Like, she's dead. This is my thing about Prue coming back this way and like inserting herself. Like, she died. She is dead. Like, I get that it's like cute and like really sweet that she's back and it's like a really lovely moment, but she's dead.
Yeah, the argument could be made because if you bring all these dead characters back, it makes it less powerful, less meaningful. And, I see that.
But I do like what she says to Paige in that last panel of like, my time is done. You are here for a reason. Mm-hmm. Because I fucking died and I don't know why I'm here.
So Prue will take the potion instead.
So, boom! Piper blows up a wall and she's like, Leo! And for some reason...
I don't think that's what she says. I think what she says is...
Leo! Sounds like a whale now.
Why is it outlined in red? I don't understand why just that.
I feel like the red means that she's like yelling.
Oh, so she's like, Leo!
That's very Piper.
Yes. She goes, Leo, are you okay? Where did your wings go?
Yeah. Where'd they go?
They're gone.
He can suck them inside his body. Like push them
out.
Okay.
Or like, all right. Phoenix has a similar power.
But it's with dicks.
Yeah, it's with other people's dicks. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at.
She asks if he's okay, and he says, I think so. I don't know where my fuck buddy went, though. And then Phoebe's like, oh, I don't think we're going to get any answers from this guy, because he's dead.
Because whoever that sinister, like, Dementor was, he's dead.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Bald Betty's dead on the floor. And we don't know why. We don't know what happened. It looks like maybe the Darklighter shot him. That's what I'm inferring from the
with
arrow.
An arrow. Now that I know he's a Darklighter, it makes sense.
How typical.
I thought when you how did he leave a body behind? Why didn't you just go poof?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a really good point.
Right.
Because the laws of the universe say that they go poof.
Yeah, they can't leave any residue, really. Magic can't be known.
Do they just get to be corpses in hell?
We'll go with it for now, I suppose.
It certainly fits the aesthetic, so I mean...
Normally it would just be scorch marks or whatever.
Yeah. Next page.
Next page. So we see back at the manor, Pat and Piper are putting the door back on the hinges. And Pat's like, Piper, it would be helpful if Leo helped us on this. And Piper's like, Pat, you're calling yourself Pat and you have that haircut. You're a lesbian now. You like tools, right?
That's a really good point. Like, Pat, if you're going to walk around sporting that haircut, you're going to need to fix the damn door.
You made me go to the Home Depot. You're doing this yourself.
They actually sort of do look like a lesbian couple just doing home maintenance.
Do. Yeah,
they do. Pat asks, so still no idea what Rennek was up to? And Piper says, not a clue. Like, physically, Leo was fine, but we still don't have any answers. And then Piper's like, I'm just sad that you won't stay longer. And Pat's like, I have a new life now. You know how in, like, season, was it 3, I was creepily, like, flirting with Cole? Well, we're finally playing that out because I'm running away with Cole. We're going to start a school together.
Right. Believable.
Yeah. And then we see down below Cole and Phoebe are talking, and Phoebe's like, "Really? You and Prue?" And he's like, "Yeah, I need to make up for my shitty past. I need to like build a better life for new witches."
And I feel like
And
the
then-
best way to make up for everything I put you through is to fuck your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna
And
say
then-
the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this is one of the many like inside things because I feel like they're making a lot of references to like real world things. So this is supposed to comment on Julian and Shannon's real life relationship.
Oh
So-
yeah, I forgot they dated.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know. I didn't know
Oh.
anything about that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They were dating in season 3 and 4-ish of the show.
They were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Wow.
she was
Wow.
so convincing that she hated him.
I know.
Amazing.
Except for that good, the bad, and the curse scene. I mean, that sexual tension right there.
Well, and then Phoebe says, if both of us are truly going to move on, we're going to need to learn how to coexist. And Cole basically says, like, I have a feeling I'm going to be seeing a lot of you because, well, you're getting fat. But that's also because you're pregnant. So in 8 months, we're going to be seeing a lot of you because you're going to have a baby.
So I, in general, hate the trope where people put their hands on a woman's stomach and know she's pregnant for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really dumb. But here's my bigger problem. Do you remember that time that Cole magically overrode Phoebe's birth control and then impregnated her against her will on purpose? Because I do. And I feel like if you did that to me, then you better not put your fucking hands on my stomach.
Good point. Valid.
Yep.
I don't want you. I don't ever want to hear you say my little bastards' names. Ever.
But yeah, this is Phoebe's second pregnancy, and we did know from the finale that she has 3 kids, so number 2 is on the way.
Oh,
Nice.
she's ruining her life.
They really turned them into brood cows in that season finale,
Yep.
didn't
Yeah.
they? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That's what I'm saying. Charmed. The overall message of this show is that everything sucks after you have kids.
No, I thought the overall message was compulsory heterosexuality.
Oh yeah, so we have one final page, and Prue's like, I fixed the store. See what I could do without magic? And then she says something like, says the woman who put an entire glamour on the house. I was like, when was this? Is she talking about when it exploded in Forever in Kill Billy Volume 2?
Yeah, I didn't get that line either. I thought it was something from the comics, but it's not.
No. So I think she's talking about then, but it's like, well, Piper would have not been in a state to put a glamour on the house. I mean, I suppose she had to. People probably would have noticed the boom and everything, but I can't
Wait.
imagine her going.
I remember a scene though where the house was destroyed and they like built the house around them like a pretend.
Yeah,
That's
that scene
different.
are they referring to the
That's
witch doctor episode?
that's House Call.
Yes, thank
But-
you. Are they thinking of House Call? I mean, I guess she was like gradually destroying the house with her bare hands,
Yeah.
and then she just maybe did the vanishing spell.
But then she's like, when Paige would be like, you can't just vanquish an entire house, Piper. People are gonna notice. So
Mhm.
I don't know. One of the two. We'll just go with it. But yeah, and then Piper's like, just because you don't have magic anymore, does that mean you can still do spells? Maybe? Do you have basic witch powers? She's like, Prue's like, I suspect I won't be far from magic. We'll find out later. And then she goes to close the door, and then like, no, leave it open. We need some fresh air. And then we see Rennek on the outside with his arrows, watching the house like a creeper.
So I didn't get that was even Rennek. It didn't even look like him to me, like
Yeah.
at all. He's like, I'm the same Darklighter. I've just had a facelift, and I have very different hair.
True. And then it says, not the end, but it is the end of this issue.
I
Like-
think it's weird that they brought Prue into an episode and they didn't have her like
Close the door.
Like they stopped her from closing the door.
Yeah.
Because Prue, it's her thing. She closes the door.
Yeah. We probably have to wait for the season finale for that. So what are our overall thoughts about the issue?
My thoughts are that these comics are batshit.
Yeah,
okay, it was fun. It was totally fun to look at it, but I clearly don't like a lot of the direction that it's going in. So, I don't know.
I think my takeaway is that I would like to continue to read the comics along with you guys talking about them, because the shit's wild and it's crazy.
I am very curious now, though, because even if I don't like it, it's still, you'd call this canon, right?
Yeah. It's
so
charmed.
I guess if it's charmed canon, I probably should know about it, and I don't.
Yeah, it's something.
You know, Kevin, when you're masturbating and it takes forever to come and it doesn't even feel that good, that's what this comic was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you just lost all of us to the image of Kevin masturbating, so...
I just feel like we finally get Prue back, and, like, it wasn't an exciting Prue that we got. We got this, like, blase-da Prue that's like, I'm going to take my powers away, and I'm going to run off with Cole, who you hate, Sean. You hate Cole, but I'm going to be with him now. And I know she's probably going to have, like, more story, but this was not the way I wanted her introduced back.
Yeah, it was
Let's
very...
agree. 100.
Yeah, it was a disappointing orgasm for sure.
Yeah, like, Prue to me is the embodiment of the word savage. And she gives us none of that.
Yeah, this was very like,
I'm so happy to be alive and see my sisters.
This was very much like, who would have thought I'd end up a sad bitch?
Okay. So I probably liked it the best, maybe because I was like really like serious. I'm like, but I was kind of smitten with it in a lot of ways.
Kevin, if you were looking for serious, you asked the wrong two bitches to be on your podcast.
No, I know, but like, I mean, maybe because I know I have read all the comics before and I know how it ends up.
Well, I'm sure that Phoenix and I missed a lot of things from not having read what came before. And you know, when you go through something a second time and you know the outcome, then you notice all sorts of things that you never did before. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I probably liked it more, but hearing you, I mean, it does make sense. Like all the things we're talking about, like that.
Did you not invite us here to eviscerate this?
Oh no, of course.
Did you not know what you were doing?
I totally did. I know you guys, so it works. But I think I was just like I'm getting feels in here, but maybe because I'm just projecting my own like charmed insanity onto it.
I mean, I had some feels. The group hug gave me feels.
I think that is probably a little bit of what it was, though, because there were some parts of this where I was like, "Ooh, that's fun," and then there were other parts where I was like, "Oh, that was that."
So I do feel like the overall quality was maybe similar to some season 1 episodes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I still liked those.
And that makes sense, though. Like putting it that way, this is the first season of the comic book, so of course they're like finding their flow, finding what story they want to tell, getting the art style down. Like that makes sense for like a first run of any new piece of media. So yeah, we're being a little tough on it because that's what the witch bitches do, but it makes sense. Yeah.
And this is a very fan service issue, and I know that. I didn't mind it as much, but
does the typical charmed fan, now we're talking about white women with kids and dead husbands or husbands who've left them who are about the age of 55. Now, I suppose that those people would be attracted to Pat's new haircut and a redemption arc for Cole. But as millennial bitchy homos are not interested.
Yeah. All right, let's go to canonical. Anything that stands out as a blatant error or a callback?
I think we have to say that line about... Well, yeah. But that line about the house being under a glamour, like, it didn't...
Yeah.
It didn't quite match up with the closest thing we could think of, so...
Right. Yeah, agreed.
Yep, I had that in my notes. I didn't get it. I thought that Paige having to warm up to Prue reminded me a little bit of when she first met Grams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me of that time she was insecure because she couldn't conjure birds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which we never ever saw Prue do. So
Never once.
Not even a single time. And also, what's the purpose of that spell? Like all of the
to
spells...
make birds, Phoenix.
But like all of the spells in the Charmed universe like do something, and you can't just like do a spell for no reason because that's personal gain, and your boobs will get really big.
Creating a bird personal gain? I guess it is if you keep the bird.
I bet you Paige used it when she was magician's assistant. I bet you she did.
Personally, and then she gets a bunny tail and has to go live with Hugh Hefner.
What if the conjured bird can like fly messages?
I was thinking, what if you like conjured a tiger in the middle of battle? Like maybe that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you would do that with a cauldron and a bunch of marbles. So,
well, Prue could probably do it, but Paige can't.
Next is tips for future white lighters.
Oh, we're really just messengers? Guides? Think of us as guardian angels for good witches.
Tips for future white lighters.
I was out being a force of good in the universe.
The moral of the story.
Your toxic ex-boyfriend will never leave you alone.
I would like to say that the moral of the story is when two angels have bondage play, it's really fun.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. And don't fuck your boyfriend. Don't fuck your sister's ex-boyfriend. That's also another piece weird. Of advice. Yeah.
I don't think that was the moral of the story. I think the moral of the story was, if things don't work out, you can always fuck her sister.
I'm going to take this to a weird political place, but this is what I'm getting. So this was all about like, look over there while we do this over here. So it's just like politics. Like every time there's some stupid story about Trump in the news, they were taking away transgender rights or doing something else to hurt people. And that's exactly what Rennek is doing here. He's doing a look over there moment.
Because he's a Republican! Because the Dark Lighters are all Republicans. The demons are all Republicans.
He's a logged-in Republican, though. He's secretly gay.
That is not a secret.
That's true.
No, we saw Leo's legs. No secrets here today, Mama.
Okay, when you have energy conjuration powers, and the first thing you make is a phallic object, and the second thing you make is chains for your boyfriend.
Yeah,
it's not a secret.
Mine is just, it's never too late to make things right. Apologize. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Kevin. You're so sweet, honey.
All right. Ooh, onomatopoeia.
Shoom! Shoom!
Mine is shoom too. I like it.
Shoom.
Shoom. All right. Most valuable panel. This is the fun one.
Oh, all the fire, for sure.
Yeah, no, I really did like that one. The one where the whole world is on fire and they're throwing potions.
Yes.
I like the one where the three sisters have just exploded the wall and we get the foom, and then we get the Leo in the red writing.
Leo. I'm going to say Prue telling Paige that her time has ended.
Oh,
because I think that's actually a huge development for Prue. Because like when she died the first time, that's not what she wanted. She was that was a decision for her sisters, not for herself. I mean, this is what she would have wanted because she would have felt like a failure if one of them died. But she was still making that for her sisters because right when she figured out what her life was going to be, when she got permission to live the life she wanted, it was taken from her. So that's why part of her was still hanging on, I think. And she's like, I'm not ready to give up being a witch. I'm not ready to give up on what I could have had. And so that's giving us this whole transition. And this panel where she admits that to herself. She's like, yeah, I was being selfish.
I guess it's not all about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that.
In all seriousness, I we're insult comics, but I think it's really sweet that like you got so much emotional value out of it. I do.
did.
And I mean, you're clearly like you're a big fucking sap.
I am. I'm very emotional.
You are. Like he's over there crying.
I was crying.
Oh
I cried at
my
this picture.
god.
Oh.
No, I think that's really sweet actually. I don't know. Seeing you react that way makes me like it a little bit more, I guess.
Oh. You're
That is
warming.
the only
Siren.
nice thing. The only nice thing I'm saying on this episode. That's it. Once and done.
All right, sexiest drawing.
I think we know.
We know.
Page 10.
As if we even need to debate it.
Yeah.
I want to get that framed on my wall. Like I really do. It's like
yeah. I mean, it's definitely the picture. Do you know? I actually have a screenshot. In the episode where Secrets and Guys, Phoebe finds Leo levitating to fix the chandelier or whatever, and then he falls. And there's a shot of him where he's in that exact same pose where he falls on the ground and just flings his legs in the air.
Kevin, I think you should.
As soon as I screenshotted it, I sent it to Phoenix right away, and he wrote back me whenever a guy says hello.
But yeah, it's Leo sitting, spread legs in chains, the best. And Sean has a fetish for angel wings, so it was even sexier.
I think I also have a fetish for angel wings.
See?
I think that just makes sense.
If only he didn't have shoes on.
When you're right, you're right.
All right, issue ranking. So you have Magically Delicious, Pretty Witchin', A Sorcerer's Apprentice, Disenchanting, or Vanquishable.
I would give it like middle tier, like Sorcerer's Apprentice, I guess, because it wasn't everything that I wanted, but I liked it.
Okay.
What was the one under that?
Disenchanting.
Disenchanting. That's funny. That's how I felt about it when I first read it. But also, I need you to understand that when I first read it, I was like surrounded by children and straight people, and both of my vape pens had died. So I was having a day. I would say Sorcerer's Apprentice too, though, because I really did like a lot of the images.
Nice.
I did.
The pretty Orbean and potions, yes.
I'm gonna be that bitch. This was disenchanting because of what I said about Prue, but also like their powers supposedly being wonky, they weren't that wonky. Like
Paige's powers were not wonky.
No,
and
Piper
Phoebe
is just
levitated into the ceiling. Like, oh no!
It's because Phoebe is a stupid bitch. Has she ever shown that she knows how to use that power? When has she ever done well?
They should have had her like the empathy power go crazy again. I would have rather seen that.
Yeah. And like Piper just creates her own problems. So the whole West Coast being frozen, I think she did that shit on purpose.
I think that's really funny because what if it had been the other thing, and what if the West Coast was just like slowly exploding in a wave? Wouldn't that be fun? She wouldn't even need the demons to come up and massacre all the people she froze. Jesus Christ, Piper. Piper's the worst. Piper is canceled.
Me. Okay. I initially had Magically Delicious because I cried a lot, but I'm gonna give it Pretty Witchin' now because you made me see some of the problems with it. Fine.
We changed you.
Kevin can't hang out with us too much because he'll start to hate Charmed.
Yeah.
Next is P is for Pole.
Prue? Piper.
You mean it's just you and Prue, huh?
Phoebe? Phoebe, you there?
And a big hello to you too, Penny.
Come on, Patty. The rest is up to them.
Paige. My name is Paige.
Another P, imagine that.
P is for Pole. If you died today, what would you regret?
I mean, the funny part of me wants to say not sucking more dick, but like the serious part of me is like I would probably, if I died today, regret not graduating college. Because I haven't done that yet. I'm working on it, but
I would regret not releasing book 2 May, June, fall, because the 20 people who did read the first book are going to be like, what the fuck happened to Aiden? Why did he go into the ocean? Is he dead? They would just never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Kevin says, what would you regret if you died today? What you do is you promote something. Got it. Well, I would regret never telling all of you to listen to Which Bitches Review, available wherever you get your podcast.
There you go.
See,
so
my backdoor promotion, and he talked about his back door.
Yeah, Phoenix and I have actually privately conferenced, and we have a mutual regret if we both died today.
It's not having sex with Kevin.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh,
that's the one. Ooh, flexing. Okay,
that was so worth it just for that.
It really was. Crush my head with your biceps, daddy.
Yeah, I'm a very good hugger.
I'll bet. Speaking of flirting with you, do you have magically delicious as a rating, because you sort of look like this tall, sexy version of the Lucky Charms leprechaun?
That's exactly what I thought of it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Just curious.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. I didn't get my regret. Oh my god, my regret. I would say not moving somewhere warmer or not meeting Shannon Doherty yet.
Aren't you going to do that, though?
Yeah, in April.
Okay.
That's so fucking rad. If I died today, my greatest regret would be not meeting Shannon Doherty.
Yeah, right.
Can I steal your answer? I did.
That's a good one. But if I was serious, I'd probably be like, not finding out if my dad got out of jail or not, because that's kind of a sucky thing that's happening right now.
No.
Something he didn't do, and it's completely, there's no evidence at all, and he's still being held in jail. Sure. But yeah, there you go.
Shit, Kevin.
Wow. Serious all of a sudden.
What's next, John?
Thank you for asking, Kevin. Issue 19, Crossed, Triple Crossed. We get this gorgeous Paige looking like Madonna from Dick Tracy. And I think this is Coop looking like Dick Tracy holding a pacifier. And it's when a criminal threatens Paige's happy family, she looks to her past to deal with the mortal menace. Conjuring up a detective from one of her favorite noir novels, Paige creates a street-smart gumshoe to help set up a sting and take down the hood. But when the fictional private Dick decides he likes life outside the pages, the setup takes a dark and dangerous turn and crossed, triple crossed.
How many times is this bitch gonna create a man and have it backfire?
You know? Tell people where they can find you for the 14th time.
We're Siren and Phoenix. And if you just so happen to like anything you heard here, we so humbly offer you the opportunity to listen to Which Bitches Review, available wherever you get your podcast. We are a pop culture witchcraft podcast. We use representations of witchcraft in media and pop culture to talk about actual magical practices and social problems and mythology. We get into all these great things using Charmed and other witchcraft media as a vehicle. And while we do that, we're super like raunchy and horrible. Did I do us justice?
I think so.
Yeah, I love the show. I'm a religious listener, so it's great.
Kevin's like our first fan. Like he's the first.
You are like our
really...
super fan, which is why it must be so gratifying for you to have us flirt with you. You're so lucky.
I am. All right, Sean, where can we find you?
And you can find me on Once Upon a Cult our marvelous Galaxy of Disney, where we're doing Marvel, Star Wars, Disney news. Or you can find me on
Solving for X, covering the 90s X-Men animated series and moving on to other series that are X-Men animated. So yeah, Sean and I are there doing that. Cool.
Wait, you talk about like the X-Men show where I had a weird early crush on Nightcrawler? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah. We just completed the Dark
Hell
Saga.
yeah! That's awesome.
And you can find this podcast at Words of the Witches, all the places, except for Twitter, that's Words of Witches. We have the wordsofthewitches.threadless.com for merch. And yes, be sure to review and rate on Apple or Spotify. Alright, so see you next week, Spellworders. Your destiny still awaits.